Of man's transgression first, and the forbidden taste of the fruit from that baneful tree which brought us all our misery, the forfeiture of Eden, till we redeemed are by one man greater than us all. Tell us, for neither heaven nor the abyss of hell is concealed from thy sight. Tell us what reason impelled our parents first to tumble from the grace of heaven and from their Creator, to disobey his will. Who enticed them to such odious rebellion?
I am he that thou seekest, creator of all that thou doth behold. This paradise I do grant thee, regard it thine to tend and own, and of its harvest partake. One shall never here arise. Eat joyously from all trees but one that do in this garden grow. With one tree, the tree of knowledge, I set thee a vow of thy faith and thy obedience. This tree grows midst the garden by the tree of life. Eat well what I enjoin thee, spurn to taste the fruit of this tree, for dire is the consequence. The day that thou partakest from this tree will thereby be the day that thou becomest mortal. For thou shalt have transgressed against my single command, and thou shalt be dispossessed of this blissful garden. Exile into a world of misery and anguish will be thy fate.
first of sunrises and forever on, the demon, snake-like in form, from his fetid lair arose. His task, to find the first two of mankind, and in them their future issue. Humanity in entirety, the quarry he doth with all his dark heart desire. Seeketh he them both, but did hope Eve alone to find. Well, he knew the chances were few for finding separate the two, when beyond all dark dreams spieth he Eve alone. Revelleth he the attention from Eve, and thus his temptation treacherous began.
Empress sweet of this world, believe not in those stark threats of death. Death shall not upon thee come. By what manner should it? Cometh it from the fruit? It granteth you knowledge. From the intimidator? Just gaze upon me. One who hath partaken yet doth live, and liveth a life far richer than fate hath intended, for I feared not reaching higher than my lot. Is man to be barred from that which to the beast is freely had? How can your knowledge harm to him cause, if he be the creator of all that is here? Does he covet what ye have? But can envy live in heavenly hearts? Gentle queen of man, grasp this fruit and taste of its wonder.
Oh, decidedly great are thy properties, O noble fruit, though excluded from man, and of wonder worthy, whose taste too long has denied us. He that forbiddeth us thy taste, hide us from us not thy power, naming thee, tree of knowledge. Is death for us alone created, and is this food cerebral for beasts alone preserved? It seems for beasts, yet the one that tasted first covets not, but gladly shares in the good betided him. Oh, what do I dread? Is it not more fearful to live oblivious of good and evil? This fair fruit that for me grows holds the remedy to all. What stoppeth me to reach and grasp and feed both my mind and my flesh?
As she said, she did. And placeth she her heedless hand upon the fruit, she clutched it, and she supped of it. The world moaned its grief through all its breath, and gaveth up omens that all was lost. She fed with lust, and knew not that she partaketh of death.
Death, but life expanded. New wonders and new visions with taste so sublime that what I have thought sweet afore do seemeth both vapid and coarse and compare. Come, Adam, join me, and taste of wonder. Cast fears of death to the wind.
She gave to Adam that sensuous fruit. He impugned not to eat, but feminine charm ensorcelled it, against his wiser reason. The bowels of earth did shudder and moan, the sky glowed down, blackened, thunder murmur of despairing drops did fall as tears upon completion of this sin mortal.
O Eve, thou hath in hideous hour given ear to that deceitful serpent that hath learned to mimic man's voice. We are fallen, not arisen as he did promise. With our knowledge new, we see now both good and evil, and see now both are lost.
now the sun westward waned. Soft breezes stirred and brought upon the evening chill, when he from frigid fury came, the gentle judge and intercessor at once, to prescribe man. The voice of God now did they hear, arisen in the garden near, borne by gentle winds to their ears as darkness loomed. Upon the sound, man and wife did hide themselves deep and dark within the grove, and God, nearing, to Adam asked,
Where art thou, Adam? Be you not glad of my visit? Come to me.
Adam came, and with him Eve, both full with fear and with dread. Love was not upon their faces seen, neither love for God nor for each other. Only evident was guilt and shame, hopeless hate, despair, and deceit.
Yea, did I hear thee in the garden, but being naked and afraid, did myself in the wood hide.
But thou hearest my voice many a time, and hast never been fearful. What is in it now that giveth thee such dread? How cometh it that you know of your nakedness? Who told you so? Hast thou partaken of that which I forebode?
This woman that thou hast for me created to be my aid, and that thou hast given as thy gift sublime, so fine, so good, indeed divine, that from her I could not ill will conceive, and what she herself did do, did seem to me the act to absolve. She gave to me the fruit of the tree, and of it did I eat.
Tell, woman, what thou hast done.
The snake did deceive me, and I ate.
That day was prescribed. He grasped our parents in his hands, and to the eastern gate did guide them, with haste, down the cliff and onto lowly plain, open and vulnerable. Then he was gone. Man and wife looked back, observing eastern side of paradise, so recently their merry home, strolling sadly, hand in hand, forlorn footsteps through Eden, on their desolate path.
Behold me now, my life for his life, this do I offer. Take me as man, and let thy rage upon me fall. For this cause I will leave thy wheel and this majesty next to thee willingly cast off, and for him gladly will die. Let death upon me inflict its ire. Death's kingdom shall not confine me for long, for thou hast upon me life eternal bestowed. Through thee I live, but to death give myself up, and in so doing man's debt is fulfilled. Thou shalt not suffer me in cursed tomb to rest, nor my pure soul in depravity to remain, but I shall rise triumphant and my subduer subdue, deprived of his prized plunder. Through boundless air and victory shall I usher hell imprisoned, and proclaim the realm of evil bound. Thou shalt be glad of this sight, gazing down out of heaven, whilst by thee lifted I vanquish all my foes, lastly death, and amongst the host of my unchained, long astray, shall into heaven enter, and upon thy face, Father, no shadow of umbrage shall be seen, only peace and harmony, wrath no longer shall remain, but in thy company bliss sublime.